I don't know how to start this. I never know how to start this.
Literally start this with I don't know how to start this.
Well, I don't know how to start this. Welcome. I just came out of the theater to see Sonic Movie 3. I got one of my friends here, Big Vouch for Big the Cat.
Yes, sir.
Spoiler warning, we're just gonna go for it. He's not in the movie.
I was so sad. I wanted to see my boy.
Unfortunately for him, he just kept going in despair that, oh, this and that, no, Big the Cat.
I could have taken Silver the Hedgehog too.
I'm honestly fine with Amy. That's what everybody wanted.
I mean, it was pretty cool. The hammer scene was...
Yeah, we're going straight out to the ending. I
mean, that's what just happened. That's what we're thinking about.
No, of course, because, like, I kind of expected them to show up in the movie, but I'm kind of glad they didn't take the focus away from Shadow. They just kept it focused. It was really focused on the actual characters of the movie. You know, Sonic, Shadow, Tails, Amy, Knuckles, Eggman. You know, I don't know how to feel about Gerald, honestly.
I mean,
because Gerald wasn't involved in the original story. In context, he hasn't played Sonic Adventure 2. He's not. He does have like the same goal to destroy humanity because like they basically torture him into making.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought it was just like, oh, he pulls up. He's a nice guy, but he's been dead the whole time. That's what I got from when you played Sonic and Shadow. That's what I thought it was.
Well,
that's the only context I have on Gerald.
Well, yeah, no, he's technically like after like it kind of plays out like the movie does, where but not an explosion. They just straight up shoot Maria because they
and
went
everybody claps and celebrates. They didn't actually do that. No,
thank God.
That would have been funny though.
No, it would have ruined it because, like, I'm kind of glad there was theater etiquette because I was I didn't even come in with those expectations. I'm just glad it wasn't ruined because the way it played out in the movie, it was actually really respectful of Maria and, like, the whole backstory. Like, it was played straight. It had the impact that it was supposed to have. And I'm really glad that they sprinkled it in as the movie went on. That way it gives more, like, backstory to Shadow. Like, start to see his point of view, and then we get to see how Maria was really sweet with him and like that relationship worked out. I think they played it really good, like honestly.
They did. I think so. With me not knowing much other than, oh my god, she gets shot. that's all I know because I haven't played that game.
That's all most people know. Like at least if you play Shadow Generations, you do get a little more context and at least like the relationship and context of the two.
I did see something recently where it was like, I don't remember what game it was from. It was Eggman talking about Maria and how everybody around him talked about her.
Frontiers.
And it kind of gives the whole scene where he's like, you're no Maria.
It's kind of like me showing you like stuff and it's like, I never got to really meet Maria, but yeah. I'm sure she was a lovely gal.
I mean, also, Shadow had a gun, which, you know what? That's points right there. Shadow with a gun for 5 minutes.
It's kind of a cop-out because it was a laser gun, but honestly, I'd rather take that than no gun because they had the balls to do it at least.
Hey, look, Shadow ain't gonna pull up with a 9 in a PG-13 movie.
That wasn't even PG-13.
It wasn't?
No, it was just PG.
Oh, okay. My bad, G.
Somehow.
So yeah, he definitely not pulling out the 9.
By the way, they actually made it work even despite the fact that it wasn't even PG-13. It was just PG, and it still kept the seriousness of like what it meant to be or meant to lose Maria.
Oh yeah, that was really good.
That was played like it was really actually excellent. I'm not disappointed by that fact. I think I was always coming in with the guys that they were going to be respectful of Shadow because like the Jeff Fowler did work on Shadow the Hedgehog, so that would be. Yeah, he did. The director worked on Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh, the game?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
He was the guy behind... Well, I'm not sure if it directly the CGI, but he was involved with the CGI.
Oh.
So that's why this means a lot more to him than...
And they did really good. Like, if you look at the... If you stare at the freaking movie, you can see every single quill on their heads and everything, which is really cool. I mean, I guess that's every movie. But
yeah,
like,
every movie has that, but it was the integration between live action or like the real world versus like the CGI was done really well this time. I feel like they spent a little more time cooking it instead of like... And I'm not gonna like criticize the CGI too much because I know they're overworked, like the VFX guys I know for a fact they're overworked and underpaid, so I'm not gonna go too hard on them. I know those expectations to get everything delivered on time is completely, how do I say this? Like
Obtuse,
obtuse,
abhorrent.
Yeah, just
Other words that start with A?
every word to describe that it's unacceptable and you know that it's a kind of impossible. Of course, they make it work, but it's still like, man, I just kind of wish they were paid better and like they had more time. Because then, like, if more movies had like the Avatar type of treatment, then everything could look like a lot better. But yeah,
I mean, it looked good though.
no,
for what
it
was.
did look
I mean,
good. That's one thing I have to actually like, not criticize, praise. It actually improved from the second movie, and a lot of things were because. Oh, you want to say something?
No. Proceed.
No.
You know exactly what I'm gonna talk about with the fucking green screen. Freaking.
Yeah, you go for it. You can go for it.
The freaking. So Eggman Falls, again, same exact way as the second movie, and it looks the exact same kind of mid. It's always that part where Eggman falls off something that
Yeah,
looks
but it's
kinda
hard
bad.
to make like them like the
I mean,
real
but
person.
no, that's literally my only diss. That is my own. The rest of it looked great.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, but it, you know,
That's my only complaint. I loved the way it looked. The movie looked great, genuinely.
genuinely.
Like I'm serious. I mean,
No, but,
I
like,
get credit.
minor CGI things aside, like again, like I don't want to bash it or anything. It wasn't bad. More so like I don't want to criticize it too much because I know they're underpaid and understaffed and everything. Like I don't want to go hard or anything on the VFX guys.
But that's also on the company.
I know it's mostly
That's not on the.
I know, but like if I'm criticizing the company, of course, like you should give your employees more time. But anyway, side rant aside, back to the movie. I really like how the story was focused this time. Like it was handled with much more maturity, and like I think that was the whole point of the trilogy, and that's gonna be a quadrilogy, I guess.
Probably what they're gonna do is this is the Robotnik trilogy, and then the next trilogy is gonna be some other character.
I hope it's not a trilogy. I really hope.
I don't know much about who could be the next Sonic villain. I mean,
I
there's a
don't
lot
know
of
because
options.
no, there is. It's just, are they gonna pull something from from the games, or are they gonna just do something original?
Because I genuinely thought they were gonna drop like some sort of hint for that weird liquid guy. What is it, Chaos?
Nah, they're not gonna do Chaos yet.
I don't know. I thought they could.
They can, but honestly,
Or Demise? Is it Demise that one?
Demise is from Zelda.
Oh,
Okay. My guy.
names are hard. It's the guy.
Demise is from Skyward
The
Sword.
literal devil from the Bible in the freaking end of Shadow X Sonic that you said
You
was a
mean
villain in some
Black
other movie.
Doom?
Is that his name?
Yes, he's an alien conqueror.
Okay, my apologies. I'm not the biggest Sonic fan. I've played like 4 games
but yeah,
in my lifetime.
I mean, Jeff Fowler did mention Black Doom, so I guess that could happen. Honestly, they could just go anywhere because like they brought Amy in, so that means that other Sonic characters aren't like off the table.
Chows.
I wish. Sega just hates the Chow. They weren't even physical there.
I know, but it was a cute little thing.
I
They did
know,
a little
but
Chow
they-
garden thing.
but
and
the-
then they killed the guy.
The thing that I hate, yeah, that came out of nowhere.
They
Actually.
they killed what 2 characters, 3 characters in this movie. With the other movies don't have any like deaths in it, right? Like this one had 3 whole deaths.
Tom almost died. I knew he was gonna suffer somehow, but like, damn.
I did also like that they leaned off like focusing on them too.
Oh yeah, no,
Like
I like the humans, but like as much as I do, I really think that they should have just focused on the characters that are on the movie,
yeah.
which is something the Knuckles show completely botched. I know that was probably the point, but I sorry, I don't like Wade.
I haven't seen it yet.
The human characters aren't the focus; it's the hedgehogs. I'm sorry to say, but like.
That's why I like this one so much.
No,
they focused way more
No,
on like
like they actually did something.
Yeah.
So I mean, they did something in the last movie too, but honestly, I'm glad they just focused on those two. The Maddie's sister did come in like as a cameo, but I don't know. Just kind of glad it wasn't too much human characters. It was more on the Shadow and his contrast to Sonic, which is something I actually like that they emphasized. Like, as much as I would have liked Amy to deliver the line like she did in Sonic Adventure 2, I really appreciate that Sonic was the one that learned and
lived.
By the way, Live and Learn is actually in the movie. Even though they didn't play it too much, I like they played it just enough to where it was like impactful, but I kind of wish it was played a little bit more when they were like fighting the robots, and then but I guess to make it more cinematic, they just stuck with a orchestrated version, and then they switched over to the orchestra completely, like to the.
And it was pretty good. It was a pretty good little tidbit, which the whole theater basically jumped out of their chairs immediately.
No, because they never play video game music in it.
Look, I'm waiting for Escape from the City.
That's not. I don't think that's gonna.
Let me have this.
Gun
That and Big the Cat.
Unless Gun appears in. Oh my lord! I know. I mean, as much as I'm like, no, that's not gonna happen. I would like it to happen, but let's see. They're probably just gonna go for like the good choices for now. Not saying Big isn't a good choice.
No, he's a terrible choice.
No, I'm just saying, like, no, they can make it work.
I mean,
it's just that, like, it only makes sense if they travel to, like, that's something I actually want to see for the next movie, is, like, them actually going to alien worlds. Like, as much as Earth means a lot to Sonic, I think, and I want to see more of this world. That's what I wanted to see more of in the second movie, which is, like, they did, like, lore drops where, like, oh, look, the owls and the echidnas had a rivalry over the Master Emerald. Can we get more of that? They sort of give us that with Black Doom. Like, Shadow wasn't created by Gerald. He dropped from a comet this time, which was confusing to me a little bit. But I was like, in this universe, it makes more sense. But yeah, I guess that's their way of introducing Shadow.
No, I have a question because you know stuff, and I'm kind of iffy on this. Shadow gets cloned at one point, right? And they have like a ton of
Heroes. There's a lot of robot versions of him, but that I don't know how much time passes between the end of this movie and like the time where we see the clones of Metal Sonic.
Okay. Because there was a stupid thing where Robotnik straight up just says, Eggman just straight up says, "Oh, wait till you gotta work for me till I clone you," to his assistant, and I'm like, bringing up cloning is a weird little thing.
Oh my god, they foreshadow Metal Sonic there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they literally went, you gotta work with me until I finish cloning you.
Bro cloned Sonic and like did it like this. We didn't even see it happen. We just saw it like the end of it, which I guess that's why he was so like willing to die at the end. Like
he threw off the quill though. He threw out the quill when
that's why I was like, why did he throw it out? When he did it, I was like, don't you want to hang on to that? Like, I don't know, especially
unless that was
super...
the Shadow Quill.
No, that was the
Sonic Quill
because the Gerald had Shadow's quill.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe he pulled it out of the. I didn't. Perhaps probably Sonic's.
By the way, that was an interesting. Another change that they made. Gerald is actually alive. I thought he was gonna be a ghost. Because, because the whole premise was like Eggman's going insane, la 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 la. So I thought that Gerald was a figment of his imagination. So that would mean that he's not a clone. That he's a figment of Eggman's imagination, like Pachamac was for Knuckles. You don't know the context of that. Basically, in the Knuckles show, he appears as a ghost.
Oh, is that what
they give Knuckles guidance on like to go on an adventure with Wade? Yeah, that's
so silly.
Yeah, and then they treated him like a joke.
But making Gerald like 100 and something is crazy work.
Yeah, they just straight up go like, oh yeah, I lived to 110,
110 something,
and then they casually just say that. I'm like, but how was he? How did he live? Did he just?
And how did he look the exact same in the flashback?
Well, actually, wait a minute.
Exactly. It really cracks you up, doesn't it? My yolks are great.
Every time they would make I mean, I'm glad they make egg puns. They're like pulling stuff from the games, which I really appreciate because I really thought they weren't gonna do that anymore. They would like. You would have to squeeze it out of the people making the movie, and I'm like, just put more Sonic stuff in there, man. Like, people love this shit; they'll go crazy, like they did here.
No, there was a lot of cheering and a lot of. It was a good movie to watch in theaters generally.
That's the thing I don't understand. Like, why didn't you just pull more stuff from the movie from the games people will go crazy. Like the people love this franchise for a reason. They want to see more Sonic elements to it, and there was, thank God. And like not just visually wise or like plot wise, there was like music wise, which is something even I was criticizing with the second movie. I never made the video I was gonna make about the second movie, but I really wanted to see more Sonic music because that's his sauce. That's what gives him like the
vibes,
the vibes, like his personality, like the flavor to Sonic games. In addition to the visuals, it's always the music. And to not have that in the movies was kind of a crime, so I'm kind of glad they, like, we heard Eggman's theme, we heard, I think it was Dreams of Absolution?
I wouldn't know.
I think. I'm not sure. I think that was just in the trailers, but we Eggman's theme, which I was like, whoa, okay, they're pulling from everything.
Other than Live and Learn and
Live and Learn, of course.
That one song that I currently forget that is probably just Green Hill Zone. The little.
Oh, I just remembered when they jumped out of the plane. They word for word reference Sonic Adventure 2. That caught me so off guard. Honestly, like the entire thing caught me off guard.
I was so confused.
Yeah, I know. He doesn't know the context, so everybody was like, "Oh!" But I was so glad that they added not just like visual wise or like music wise, and it was something I like too. It wasn't like how the Mario movie was, where you're like seeing it and you're like, "Oh my god, this reference, this and that." It was very subtle, so you have to know like where everything comes from. And that's the thing I gotta like praise. It doesn't take away from the movie. It's just there for like if you recognize it, it'll be there. But it still works within the context of the story.
It's fan service. It's the definition of fan service.
No.
A fan would understand the reference.
No. But there is good example of fan service and bad.
I'm saying this is a good example.
No, but like fan service is usually like in your face. That's what I'm trying to say.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's light fan service because an actual Sonic fan would get this, but somebody like me who's played like 1 or 2 games and watches the movies casually,
I don't know,
does not get half of it.
I just associate that word with like awful shit.
That's not what I meant.
Not, I know, but anyway. Okay, so here comes the controversial part. Well, on my end, I know I'm gonna get cooked, but if I'm honestly, look, it's good that you like what you like. I totally get that. If you're not picking up on what I'm gonna say, it's Keanu as Shadow. If you like Keanu as Shadow, perfectly fine.
I'm gonna throw hands on this man.
That being said, I don't know. Some of his delivery was like at the beginning when he was being like menacing, he worked. Except when he was talking to Sonic and like when he has to interact with every other character, like some of his line deliveries just didn't work for me. Like the one I can specifically go to is like when he's on the moon with Sonic and he's like, "What happened? Take your revenge." He just says it like with weird, like not weird pauses, but like just it comes off weirdly. And then there's this one. It kind of gave me a bad taste before the movie came out because this was one of the clips that they showed at the beginning, before the movie came out, where he's meeting Team Sonic for the first time, and he's talking to Sonic. He's like, "I don't look like you. What do you look like me?"
That was kind of funny.
I don't know. It's just like it would take me out because I'm just like every other character sounds like, you know, they're acting and they're like in the movie. They immerse you. I said this before too in another video, but when you listen to Keanu, when I listen to Keanu specifically, I'm taking ownership of this. I just like if that illusion shatters, and then I just see Keanu reading the lines. Obviously, it's not as bad as Sonic X Shadow Generations, where he just that was awful. That gave me like a completely bad impression of what he was gonna sound.
The DLC.
He was better in the movie, but when I heard him in the game, it was so awful. Like literally, there's like a line where he goes like, "Beautiful city. It's like how Maria described the Earth."
And he says it with that like
very flat.
Interesting.
It's awful voice acting for
video
game like licensed movies.
Yeah,
so.
I haven't heard any of the Sonic X Shadow stuff.
No, of course.
So
like,
I
haven't
know.
showed you that, but
I did like how he sounded though. I know there was some parts where it was kind of weird, but he did. To me, he sounded pretty good. but that's just me. I get where you're coming from, though.
No, yeah, like, I know I'm gonna get cooked, but it's like, personally, I never liked the choice anyway. Like, it wasn't my first choice as Shadow. There was a few others that sounded a little bit closer to Shadow, which is what I was hoping for. Like, at least Sonic still carries that energy with Ben. Ben can still, like, give energy to Sonic, and he can be, like, moody and serious when he needs to, which is, like, you know, it doesn't need to sound exactly like Sonic, but it can still work. And Shadow did do that, like, half of the time. For me, at least. Like, again, I have to stress, if you like Keanu as Shadow, perfectly fine. He won't replace Shadow in the games, so, you know, at the end of the day, it's just a movie thing. But it's like, some of the lines he read and he acted well. But then there's a few that I mentioned that are just like, I just see him through the screen. I'm trying to focus on, like, him being Shadow, like, integrating as Shadow, right? Like how you see every normal character. But I don't see that for him.
You see a dude voicing him.
Literally.
Not the character himself is what you mean, right?
Mm-hmm. That's what I tried to describe before. I don't know if I did well, but, yeah.
No, you did pretty well. I think you did pretty well. It's understandable. Plus, you're way more attached to these characters.
No, yeah,
than, like I am, where I'm like,
to be fair,
I like Shadow, he's
technically,
cool.
I'm glad he's here because he can give, like, the perspective of, like, somebody that's disconnected from, like, the franchise. Just somebody that comes in, like,
every couple years.
Yeah, every couple years, just like, oh, hey, look, a cool movie. I liked it a lot. I didn't like this. I like that.
Big the Cat.
General audience type of energy, kinda.
Look, the last Sonic game I beat was... No, Black Knight was before... it was Mania. It was Sonic Mania. I played one playthrough of it, and it was like, terrible.
None of those characters were there, so like, the only one where you played where those were there was Black Knight, and that was a terrible impression because of the controls.
It was a fun game, though, but...
No, it was fine, but it was like the worst recommendation I could have given you, because I'm like... In hindsight, I shouldn't have given you one with difficult controls.
But I figured it out.
No, yeah, but like, I don't know. I didn't want you to suffer. I should have given you something a little better to get into.
I mean, that's probably the least Sonic game you can probably start playing. But now we're just going on a tangent about Sonic.
Yeah, just another thing I actually really appreciate this time around is the action. Like, there was more action. I wanted that more out of Sonic 2. Which we got with the Knuckles fight and like the last fight too, even though it was against a giant robot, and there was kind of less, right, in the second one.
What do you mean?
Like after the Knuckles fight, there wasn't that much. It was just like them hitting the robot a bunch of times.
Yeah, it was.
There was
just like the game.
Yeah, literally. There was a Super Sonic fight here. That's how good. Like it's kind of surprising that they're taking feedback like Sonic Team, which. You know, now that in hindsight, it's like, oh my god, yeah, no wonder they keep improving. They're actually listening. Again, I appreciate that greatly because there is so many directors and stuff like that would just head in their ass, just go straight forward with their plan and not, like, take into account fan feedback. Of course, be proud of your work, but, like, not to the point where it comes at the detriment of, like, the franchise you're trying to represent. But I'm glad, like, Jeff Fowler actually, and the writers, of course, like, actually understand and keep improving with each release. This one legitimately being the best one, where I'm like, yeah, that was good.
Yeah, out of the three, that was my favorite.
I don't really have anything to complain about other than, like, one aspect of it or a few nitpicks. I just came out really positive out of this. Yeah. Like, there was more of what people wanted and I wanted. And honestly, that's the best I can say for this movie. It's just more of what you wanted, and just it did it better, like better than ever before.
No, I gotta admit that motorcycle chase scene was really good. I know every movie does the Akira slide.
No, it's fine.
It was good, but it was good.
Fucking awesome. But like, the camera work on that. I know it was all CGI, but like the team behind the shots and everything. You did a superb job, like, on the chase scenes, the fights. Oh, if anything I can complain about, like, there is, like, I wanted to see a little bit more of it, like, a little bit extended. Not too much where it takes away from, like, you know, the story, but a little bit more, like, you know, throwing hands. Because we did get a little bit with Super Sonic and Super Shadow.
Yeah, because we only got 3 fights.
Yeah, we got 3 fights, which
Tokyo,
is fine.
Lab,
because
and
because they have to focus on the story.
No, yeah, of course. No, I'm just saying.
No, of course. But like,
that was like the
I think
pieces.
a little bit more, just a tad bit more would have been great. But honestly, that's just wanting more, which they'll probably do for the fourth one. Just there again, minor nitpicks. Not really much I can complain about. They did everything really, really well.
You know, the movie is good when you literally come out of it and you're like, what was wrong with it again?
Yeah, literally. I can distinctly remember, like, every single time I left every other Sonic movie, I had things to say about it, like we all did. But this time, I'm like, they're really close. They're, like, really close to being perfect.
Yeah, there wasn't too much focus on the humans, which is always a complaint, no matter what the Sonic media is. Usually.
Oh, no,
like
yeah, like, don't even get me started on Sonic 2. People just did not like the wedding scene.
That
like,
was what they focused too much.
No, but it was funny though. At least
was fun. It was funny.
I'd rather have it be fun than not be boring or something. But I didn't mind it personally, as like it was just extra because it just added to the runtime. The other stuff wasn't affected. But if I had to choose between like lore drops or lore expansion for that universe, I'd rather choose that than like a fun scene.
Yeah.
Because like I want to see more of this world, and that's something I wish to see in 4, which we're probably getting because we got Amy.
Put Knuckles in a casino right now. Gamble is life
there
savings.
is a casino. Like there was some prequel comics to this.
Oh,
no, not this movie, but the second one. The Chaotix make a little cameo in the background.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So now they just have like 50 million alien people in the fucking planet. And
no,
but, talking about
but not this casino, not in Earth. Like he was before Knuckles went to
Earth.
Earth.
Okay.
Like so they're out there. They just need to be integrated. That's why I want to see more worlds.
So what you're telling me is they can be like, okay, we're sending what is Team Chaotix, right?
What do you mean, like
Vector, Espio,
oh yeah,
and
Team Chaotix.
Charmy. They could be like, hey, we need to hunt down whoever, like Shadow or something, and they send Chaotix from like another planet or something.
They could, but I don't.
Like a way to
I don't want them to overbloat it either. Oh.
Nothing spilled. Nothing spilled. I got it. Sorry, I spilled popcorn.
Okay, sorry for that quick interruption, but I don't want them to overbloat it with characters because it's just it gets to the point where it's too much. So and you know it distracts from the story. So if they're gonna tell like heroes, what's next? So it's
Sonic Unleashed.
We're
hug.
Nah, the shush too.
No, that would be a horrible movie. Make that like a cartoon, like a Halloween special or something. Don't make that.
They did make a Halloween special.
They did make that.
Yeah, they did.
Oh yeah, that little clip I remember. Or is that something else?
I think I showed you a little.
Yeah,
bit
you
of
showed
it,
me. I think part of it, and it had some characters that haven't showed up in years or something. You said.
Mm-hmm.
Also, as you can tell, I am not knowledgeable in Sonic at all, so I have to ask this man questions all the time.
Yeah, but
because I'm a overall video game person. I'm not like nitpicky with the details, unless it's like Pokemon.
You know, being nitpicky, you just reminded me. Before the movie, like a couple weeks before, people were trolling that like, oh, the Deadly Six is gonna arrive.
What even is the Deadly Six?
He doesn't know what that is. Let's keep it that way. But that did not happen. Thank God. Neither. Okay, I know I told you this, but there were supposed to be 6 post-credit scenes, but I think they just meant like 6 minutes of post-credit scenes, because that was not.
That was 2.
Hmm?
That was 2.
Yeah, that was less than 6. Because so I don't know what they meant by that.
I mean, I doubt.
No, because they did say that, but
Well, like sometimes theaters do the whole thing where they play different end credit scenes for different viewings of the movie, so it might be that, but we won't know until like, I don't know, Saturday, because technically it premieres tomorrow.
Yeah, like there's gonna be different screenings until like just it'll keep
tomorrow's
happening.
the proper premiere day.
So I'm guessing, yeah.
So it's a maybe. We're just gonna have to wait until the internet tells you.
Oh boy, we'll see. That would be very ambitious of them.
I mean, they've done it before. I mean, like the movie Clue back in the day had like 6 different endings.
No,
and every theater played a different ending.
I
so
know,
that's even
but like
crazier.
that's just like, you're really like being confident with this. Like just like
I'm saying it's possible.
No, it's possible. It's just like, damn, they're being confident then.
I mean, they did it.
This is just speculation because we don't know if that's a thing, but damn. I think it's just this though.
I don't think they would do that.
Yeah,
that'd be crazy.
That'd be too much.
It'd be nice if they did though. I mean, it's obvious that they care for these movies. It's not like
they obviously wouldn't have like improved the design from the first. It's crazy how we got from that point, which is just like a really low point. We were close to
I
like
know.
06 level of point.
I remember you freaking out. What were we? A great idea for a movie. Give me Blaze the Cat.
As much as I'd like to see
Blaze the
that's
Cat!
just thinking too ahead.
Look, again.
Honestly, if they go off-world, which they should, because like,
They should.
what else can you do on Earth?
I mean, I fear...
Every other Sonic story from here, like, is not like Earth-based.
I fear with all the characters they're pulling up, we might get spin-off movies later.
No, I mean, there's already a Shadow one planned now. That's why they kept them alive.
Like, oh, okay, I didn't know that. I know
Yeah.
the Knuckles show exists.
There's a Shadow project that they're making. So yeah, that's another thing. They kept Shadow alive. I thought they would do the fake out again, where it wasn't supposed to be a fake out in SA2. I know at least, but like I thought they were gonna do the fake out where he's alive or he dies. I guess they kind of did.
Look, what I'm saying is, it would have been logical to kill him off.
Destroyed?
It wouldn't have been logical to kill him off monetarily. Like money-wise, Shadow makes money, so there was no way they were gonna kill him off. That's what I'm saying. Like Shadow. Yeah, you can keep making merch even after a character's dead, but being like Shadow on like movie posters and stuff, that makes him money. Everybody loves Shadow. Every early 2000s kid's like, oh my god, the emo Hot Topic guy.
Yeah, but that's
Hot Topic grunge from the early 2000s kids who have money now. We'll buy that stuff.
That's the cynical version of it, though.
They also made a Hot Topic joke. That was great. I've been making that joke for years. Okay, Shadow rant over. I love Shadow.
But yeah, cynical side aside, of course they were gonna keep him alive, especially if they're making a project. But I thought they were gonna do the fake out where he dies, which I guess he kind of does because
they did fake it out because it's the end credits.
Yeah, I know, but like technically the one that burns up is Shadow at the end, not Sonic. So they reversed it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, instead of like pushing it like they did, they technically do chaos control.
Though I'm very surprised on how they killed Gerald. That was just like
that was just that was
bug
quick.
Zapped. That was bug zapped. They killed
three
whole characters this movie.
Wait,
and
who's
that
the third?
Okay, they killed the old guy.
Yeah, the director.
Maria was already dead, but they showed how she died.
Well, but she doesn't count.
It counts.
No, it doesn't.
If she died during the movie, she died during the movie.
Are we really gonna do this?
Yes.
Look,
No.
She died in the original games. That doesn't count. We're talking about movie characters.
My guy. Okay, you have to think about it. I'm saying in the movie itself, they showed 3 character deaths.
Yes, but she doesn't count because she
counts because they literally shoot the freaking barrel. She blows up. They show her dead. That counts as a character death.
I'm talking about differences.
I'm not talking about differences. I'm just saying they killed 3 people.
Yeah, but that doesn't count. You made me think that somebody else died off screen and I didn't even notice. By the way, that's another thing. They just start killing people and they just like, oh, okay, they died. Cool.
No, because they killed the old guy. They didn't really care. They were like, for 2 seconds, they're like, oh no, he died.
Yeah, like.
And I'm like, what?
No, they just like. I know the explosions happened, but I was like, he didn't get affected by that much. I think.
Yeah, like. Excuse, what do you mean this guy died when there was no other deaths in the Chow Garden?
Yeah, literally.
Like, he died in a freaking Chow Garden!
Like, there's so many other people in the Chow Garden, and then he was the only one that died. Conveniently, so Gunn could just start targeting Sonic.
It was stupid. I generally think, like...
It was a better excuse than what Sonic team had, which was like, oh, look, that looks like Sonic. Everybody, get Sonic. That was the excuse. Shadow looked like Sonic.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
That's why they went after
Sonic. He dyed his hair
Sonic.
Like emo.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's turning emo!
Technically, the reason why they give you a context is because Shadow's original design looked a little more like Sonic. It didn't have like, he wasn't black. He wasn't, he didn't have the spines up. He had him down and his face shape was a little closer to Sonic's.
Makes sense.
But yeah, like, it would have made more sense if, by the way, his name was Terios before.
That's such a bad name. Terios?
What do you think they redesigned him with Shadow?
Then we have a character literally named Chaos.
I mean, but Chaos makes sense because he's a
Black
mutated
Doom?
Chow.
Black Doom?
Black Doom, he's an alien conqueror.
Oh no!
No,
Black Doom!
Black
Ooh.
Doom makes much more sense in this universe because there's like alien races.
Oh yeah, you're right.
technically there isn't
And
Sonic, technically, but
you
like
talked
it
about
makes
goo.
much more sense.
You talked about black goo or something in the middle of the movie. When you saw the comet, you were like, "Is that black goo or something?"
Black Doom.
Doom. Oh, my bad.
Brother.
I couldn't.
said dude.
Well, I didn't hear the duh. I'm just saying because you saw the comet and you immediately said Black Doom.
Yeah, because that's how okay.
Because you didn't
So
talk about the comet
Black
yet. That's why I
Doom,
mentioned
the way
it.
he conquers planets is that he brings his giant asteroid to the planet,
His giant what now?
paralyzes everyone because they don't have Black Doom DNA,
Oh.
and then he just takes over them by like enslaving the planet.
Okay.
If I'm remembering Shadow the Hedgehog correctly, at least the taking over part I remember, but like yeah, people can correct me, but or my editing self will. But okay, so Shadow again, he arrives by comet, so Black Doom is out there. So, but this makes much more sense because then they just prove that somebody's out there making hedgehogs, even if it's artificial. Like there's other alien races out there other than just like the hedgehogs and stuff.
The stuff we already know about.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. Like the owls and stuff.
Yeah, oh yeah, right. We already see like multiple races.
Mhm.
So the echidnas,
But they're all from the same planet, though.
no, well,
In that.
oh yeah, the
no-
Knuckles and technically,
Like Knuckles,
Yeah.
Sonic, the
but yeah,
owl.
there's more like alien races out there, so this makes more sense. Which is a rewrite I'm kind of happy about. And Gerald was another angle like I was unsure about, but I'm like, okay, that makes sense for this movie. He technically just takes over. No, he lives longer, and then he basically influences Shadow when he shows up, and manipulates him to carry out Maria's wish.
That isn't. Yeah,
That isn't
fine.
his wish or her wish.
Oh, and there's that thing. Frick, I forgot already. It had to do with Shadow. Oh, Shadow not knowing where he's from. I don't know if that was always a normal thing,
Yeah.
but that's also set up that like he's probably not from the same planet as Sonic. Or
No,
same
but I
dimension or
mean,
whatever.
they show him crashing down, so he already knows.
No, I know, but but that he's not from the same planet as Sonic. Is
Oh
what I'm
no,
saying.
no,
They might set that type of thing up. Because Sonic never is like, oh my god, you're the same as me, like same as me, like from the same place. They don't go into that because Shadow never asks like, oh, where are you from?
yeah, true.
Because the whole thing is like, oh, you come from up there, and then Maria says like, oh, where are you from? And he's like, I have no freaking idea. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's probably setting up that Shadow is not from the same area.
Yeah,
as
but
Sonic.
then Black Doom having the context that like there's other hedgehogs out there, so he just takes from them because they're powerful, and then he uses that to make Shadow instead of like them already existing on Earth. So that's interesting. Well, one more thing, I guess, like they give Eggman his original suit, or this movie's version of the suit, and I was like, oh my god, and even Gerald gets one, which was cool, but then like it's kind of sad that he doesn't get to use it more later because he actually straight up dies now. Which is like how Jim Carrey gets out of the franchise, like despite coming back. So this is his one last rodeo before he literally retires.
Unless they're, I mean, he's already retired, quote unquote. He just likes doing Sonic.
No, of course. Like, you know how they got him back?
Hmm?
They gave him a copy of the script in gold. That's how they got him back.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was.
I do think there are ways to bring him back. Like,
No, of course.
they can
but...
still they can do a cop out. Oh, Shadow teleported him out or something.
Yeah, no, but
You know,
I think it's just better if somebody else
carries.
a new villain shows up, because then they can just pull more Sonic characters out. Which again leads to the other thing I said, but yeah, I think that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah.
I think we talked about everything I needed to talk about, unless I remember while editing. But yeah, we were talking about almost an hour.
Well, you gotta remember, I started ranting about Big the Cat. There's a lot of editing to be done in this.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's my bad. And I spilled popcorn. And
This dude.
Big the Cat. And yeah, Big the Cat.
But yeah,
Froggy.
thanks for watching. Hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you guys later. I appreciate this guy for being here.
I'm here again.
See, he's there. Oh, yeah, take care, guys. Adios.